What's up, guys? Cole from Team Tempo here. Just got back from Milwaukee Regional. I went X3-1 with Centurion Super Heavy. I didn't invite, I didn't top, but I already have my invite, so I was just playing for fun, and I saw Jared post a top 4 list playing Centurion Super Heavy, and I wanted to try it out. Some shout outs, because apparently in my last video I didn't do any shout outs and I was supposed to. The biggest shout out I want to do is to my day one, Greg, my head chef in the kitchen, always helping me cook. He definitely helped me cook my side deck, and it definitely won me some games. Some other shout outs. Shout out to the boys that came. Saying Travis, Hunter, Chris, Justin, Blake. Congratulations to Blake for getting his invite with Vanquish Soul, and then shout out to Caleb as well, getting his first invite with Voiceless Voice. So I'm super proud of him. And then I think that's it. I don't think there's anybody else that I want to shout out. If there is, they must not be important because they didn't watch my podcast. Okay, let's get into the deck profile. We run standard Centurion lineup. I would not change these ratios at all. I think this is exactly how it's supposed to be played. Emeth is just a brick. Awful. Having to do True Dea and bring Emeth from your hand to the spawn trap zone it just feels bad, so we want to try to draw this card as least as possible. Since we're playing the super heavy stuff, we want to cut down on the spells and traps that we play, so we're only playing these spells. I decided not to play the trap. It came up one game where I did miss it, but this is all you really need. The point is to play a bunch of hand traps and then a bunch of starters or ways to get into your combo. And then we played the super heavy stuff, which was honestly probably the right move. I was playing the Horus stuff for a while, and the Horus stuff felt good, but it also felt bad at the same time, because the only thing it was providing me was level 8 bodies, and you can make Photon Lord, which is a negate, but I felt this stuff just did so much more. You were able to make Baron or go into Sargus and then link him off and then bring out Regulus, and then there's just 2 ways to get Omni Negates, or you can also just overlay for Banshee because True is a Pyro, or if you get Shifted then you just overlay into Baguska and just pass. So I thought the engine worked out great. Yeah, Big Vanky is a brick, but I feel having to play one brick is the value you get out of the engine is way more. Next we play a lot of hand traps. So I played 3 Ash, 3 Bell. These perform pretty well. Bell definitely main deck worthy. I think this format, I feel there's a lot of stuff that just summons from the grave or does anything in the grave. Ash is really good, but you just have that fear of being heated. Definitely happened twice in Milwaukee. So next, 3 Ogre. This card sucked. I would probably cut it and put something else in for it. The theory behind it was good if I went against Voiceless Voice, and it was crazy because there was a lot of Voiceless Voice players at Milwaukee. I just didn't get paired against any of them. So, but this was supposed to be mostly for that matchup, and then some weird interactions with against Fire King, Snake Eyes. But next, play 3 Nib. This is definitely the best hand trap in my opinion in my deck. It's definitely stops a lot of decks, because not a lot of people are putting up Omni Negates pre-5 summons nowadays, and or the deck just can't do that. So I think this is just a card that people they know it exists, but they're not playing around it. So I definitely nibbed a bunch of people. And the second best hand trap that I ran was Effect Failure. Target negation is insane this format. I'm pretty sure these two just have to be staples, like going forward in any deck. And then I played 2 Moonlight. This card was good, just more target negation. And then as a 40 card main deck, and we're gonna go on to the extra deck here. I play 2 Yugioh. I wish I would have played the third one, and I'll tell you what I would cut for it, but this card was obviously really good, and it gets you into your level 12s with Crimson Dragon. And the reason I want to run 3 is because once you get into like a grindier game, you're gonna need the third one. And like a lot of times what happens too is like they will, like, you'll Trudea, put in the back, summon out Primera, and then they will impermit there, and then you hard make the first Legacia, and then they out it, and then you have to hard make the second one like during their turn, and then you just like blew through both of your Legacias, and you have like no way to recover because they're not playing the trap. So that's why I would play 3 in this version. Obviously we played the Calamity, Cosmic Blazer, and then the Crimson Dragon. Crimson Dragon obviously being like one of the strongest cards in the extra deck, it allows you to like go into these two. And I wouldn't change anything about these except for obviously the Legation to 3. Next, Baron SL and Tilting. This is for the Super Heavy engine. Tilting, this is the card I would cut. It never came up. There's never a thought process where I'm making this instead of like Baron or Sargus or Banshee or anything else. Because like if you're making this, just like hard making that to just like try to draw a card because this is the only play you could do, then you're already losing the game. The reason, like, because you do this to make Legacia, you like draw your card, and then you're left with like no Centurions in the spell and trap zone. So like during your opponent's turn, you have nothing. Like, I just don't understand like why I would want to play this. I'd rather play a third Legacia. Next, play the one Zeus. This is the MVP of my extra deck. I made this a lot more than I thought I was. I was not really playing it at first. Like, Jared's List was playing it, and I was like, okay, Zeus is a good card, but I would rather put in, like, something else. So I was, like, playing Abyss Dweller because I wanted, like, more utility in my rank 4s. But then I last second put this back in, and it was insane. Just because, like, being able to make Sargus super quick, like, this is just 2 level 4s, and you overlay this, search and Omni Negate, and then you just attack, overlay, and you have a 4-mat Zeus. This is insane. And then we play the Banshee. Obviously, this is to search Trudea, because Trudea is a Pyro. And then we play the one Baguska, just in case we get de-shifted. And then we play the SP, and then the Gravity Controller. I only did this playline once to make Sargus, and then link the Sargus off for this, so you can have a machine in the grave for Regulus. This card could be cuttable, but I feel like there are going to be playlines where you can't get Sargus in the grave, so we'll probably just keep it in. Go to the side deck. 3 Droll. I could cut this card from my side deck and just not miss it. I sided in like once or twice. This card's just really bad against like Snake Eyes in general, if they like play around it right. But I didn't see any Mannadium players at all, so this is kind of what I had it in there for, and like some like random road decks. But like I said, I could cut it and like I wouldn't miss it at all. So the cook for the side deck is 3 Lancia. So, like, the thought process behind Lancia was, like, this deck loses to, like, banishing the field spell. And, like, so you have this, you pass to your opponent, and then you discard this when they activate Cosmic Cyclone to target your field spell. And then you're sitting fine. You're ready to Calamity Log. But I mean, there's also like with Evenly and like SP Banish. So there was like other like thought process behind it, because this deck really does lose to like banishing, because they have a lot of like protection from destruction, but they don't have protection from banish. So that was like the thought process behind this. And then this could also be just like a weird side in for like Flu, or like a Voiceless Voice too, so they can't banish the Saphira. And then next we play two Bestials. I was only playing one of each, and I saw these cards all the time, so I would probably keep these at these ratios. I don't want to overbrick on Bestials, so like a lot of people are running the 1 Mag, 2 Druce, and then 1 Baldrake. I don't really want to play 4 Bestials in like a format where like Bestials are good, but they're not like outstanding compared to like in tier format you needed to max out. But I think this is just perfect. And then here comes another Greg cook in the kitchen. So we ran 3 Cosmic, 1 Harpies, and then 3 Evenly. So like the thought process was like the super heavy stuff is like really good going first, but like kind of not great going second. So what you do is like you side out all the super heavy stuff going second. You side these cards in, and then you like will pair it with like one of the hand traps that you run. Like one of these cards will get paired with this to swap out for the super heavy stuff, depending on the matchup. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like, these cards are just super strong right now, and they definitely help me win games. I like Evenly a lot. A lot of people don't like Evenly because it skips your battle phase, but this deck already has like a hard time OTKing, especially if it's turn 1. If it like it comes to your turn 2, and like you have Calamity and Legation on the field, easy OTK. But unfortunately, like if you're just going second, and there's no way you're OTKing your opponent, so being able to give up your battle phase is fine. But anyways, that was the deck, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. We should have a new episode of the podcast coming up fairly soon. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Peace!